All right, let's see what's going on with this Boogie video. I'm curious. Let's see what we got here. Boogie2988 is a fence sitter. He's really taking this personally.
What's up?
Let's see what we got. Hey, bro, listen, the femboy stuff, what are you going to do, bro? You know, you like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're looking for something weird. Okay, that's all it is. Yeah, Pog drama, bro. That's like my whole YouTube, I think. I got two YouTubes. I got a fucking YouTube where I talk about drama, and I got a YouTube where I just shitpost fucking random stuff. My Papa Got Leftovers channel. That's the more fun channel. You know, I'm a big, I'm part of the Hassan Industrial Clips Complex. What is it called? Is that what it's called? I don't know. Hassan doesn't like me. He's fucking irritated with me. He's constantly bitching about me and shit. It's fucking, that's weird, actually. I'm surprised that he even gives me the time of the day. But, you know, hey, it's content, I guess. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see what we got here. Boogie2988, the fence sitter. Okay.
What's up? Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Boogie2988 coming at you live again through the power of the internet. And today I want to discuss what many people consider to be one of my biggest character flaws.
Yeah.
One of, mind you. I have many. Yeah. Is it my morbid obesity? Maybe. Yeah, that's
the Hassan clip. Yeah, that's what.
One we could talk about. Is it my lack of self-awareness? No, we could talk about that too. But instead, I want to talk about being a fence sitter because that recently came up when Ethan Klein mentioned it on his podcast. And I wanted to talk about why I'm a fence sitter and why on some days I even consider it a virtue and not a character flaw. But
a virtue. Wow. That's a loaded thing. A virtue is something that goes above and beyond. Like it's not a vert. Okay.
Before I get started, a big warning here, trigger warning, I should say. But though I don't mean it for any like softy liberals. I mean it for this group of people who get really upset when I talk about this stuff. In this video, I'm going to talk about my mental health. I'm going to talk about my history that led to this mental health issues. I'm not using it as an excuse, but I am explaining how it got to where I am. And believe it or not, there's people that just get really mad. They're like, Boogie, how dare you talk about yourself on your YouTube channel about things that happened to you? Why are you going to make it about yourself?
Okay.
It should be self-explanatory. But yeah, I'm going to do that today. So if you're that person, hit the back button. Go watch a takedown video on somebody else. But there's a bunch of people that perceive me as someone who can't take a side in things.
Yeah. Which
is weird to me because I have marched with Black Lives Matter here in my town. I definitely...
Wow. You're so brave. Like, bro, okay, so when somebody generally acts like a fence sitter, it doesn't mean that every moment of their life is a fence-sitting occasion. You know what I mean? It just seems to be that there is a consistent amount of scenarios where you're just like fence-sitting, and this was one of them, bro. You couldn't even fucking wish the guy well in the hospital without being like, guys, I know you don't like this guy, but I hope he does well in the hospital, and here's some unsolicited health advice. Like, some fucking childish shit. But I mean, listen, if we want to put our woke brains on, bro, what do you got? Why are you hiding behind black people? I know you guys are criticizing me, but I like black people. Please give me my social credit. Like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? Come on.
Took a side with that one, right? I am a card-carrying LGBTQ supporter.
What is a card carrying? Like a gun owner? It's talking about a gun owner? Okay, cool.
I have supported several different LGBTQ charities, including using this YouTube channel to do it. Incredible. So it's not that I can't take a side. It's that most of the time I don't want to. Say, for example...
So then just don't talk about things. This is the thing. Like, if you're a fence-sitting person that doesn't really want to like put your shit in nowadays, that's totally fine. But you don't have to talk about things. Like, just don't talk about it then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like fence sitters. Fence sitters, again, are like the people who are like, I know, the political fence sitters are the people who are like, I do believe in a solid immigration plan, but I can also understand why I don't understand why you don't like Mexicans. Like, that's a fence sitter, bro. Okay, and you give centrists and like fucking moderate progressive such a bad name. You know, I'm like a moderate progressive. People, I don't know if I'd consider myself a centrist, but holy fuck, Joe, Jesus Christ, I'm getting rated by everybody today. What's going on, Joe Bart? Holy fuck, holy shit, dude, I'm getting slammed today, bro. Oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to do a fucking segment. This is the second time I've been rated within this segment. I appreciate it. It's just crazy. It's fucking nuts, dude. Holy moly. Wow, incredible. How you doing, Joe? I got two fucking superstars in here today. I got Joe Bart and hold on. I know you're just new to me. It's because I'm dumb. Say something again. Hold on. I know who you are. I'm very bad with names. But you're also that's Boogie. AFK Luke, thank you so much. I'm so bad with names. It's nothing to do with you, brother. I'm being serious. I'm fucking stupid as hell. Is Boogie in the chat too? Nobody. How funny would that be? How many people do we have in the chat, dude? Yeah, it seems like I'm becoming the most famous fat online person in the entire world. Becoming the most famous fat online person. Not hard, because most fat people online aren't doing particularly well. It's a niche group of fucking old, graying, complaining fucking assholes. That's all it is, dude. Shit. What the fuck was I saying, motherfucker? Oh yeah, I was saying about Boogie, this whole fencing thing. Like, it makes centrists look so bad, or like moderate conservative or progressives look bad, because for the most part, people who like sit in the middle, they're not people who fence it. They're people whose political ideology puts them in the middle, right? Fence sitters are just trying to appease both sides, and that's annoying. Okay, because you end up bro. If you fence sit it, people don't respect fence sitters. People, at least me, I'd rather you disagree with my ideology than pretend like my ideology is worth considering while also doing the same as another person. Imagine fence sitting about like Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? Like, he just talked about BLM. Imagine fence sitting about LGBTQ shit. Well, I do believe that people in the LGBTQ community should have rights, but I also understand why people violently beat trans women to death. Like, what the fuck is, like, how the fuck do you fence sit on these topics? Okay, it's crazy. Oh, we gotta play
this tweet that I made that offended Ethan Klein. Yesterday's video discusses that link, but in that video, I recognize the fact that a lot of people on my timeline do not like Ethan, but I still wished him well.
Yeah, it was stupid. Why you gotta do that? Just be like, I wish you well, dog. I mean, imagine someone's in the hospital and you're like, I know that everyone hates you, but you're not so bad. It's just like, it's disrespectful.
And that really upset Ethan because he felt like I wasn't willing to commit to my love of Ethan Klein.
Bro, you're such a fucking pussy, dude. He's being exaggeratory, bro. It's not that. You don't have to, like, you could have just said, like, hope you're doing well. You don't have to add in that people don't like him. It makes you seem like you're fucking pandering.
But I was also trying to keep in mind the people on my timeline that...
Who fucking cares about those people? Let's say Luke, AFK, was in the hospital right now. Okay, here's the scenario. This is in my chat. Let's say he was in the hospital, and I made a tweet about him. And let's say my audience didn't like him at all. I'm not going to include, I know you guys don't like this guy. I would be like, bro, wish you well. Who fucking cares with your audience? Who fucking cares? Like, if your audience doesn't have the mental capacity, the basic human intellect to be like, when someone's in the hospital, we usually like set aside our differences, then they're fucking stupid. If you're a fucking moron, those people are morons. Okay? Who fucking cares about them? Get well, Luke. I know everyone hates you, Luke, but when is the next video upload? It's just it like sounds annoying and it's like offensive. It feels like shitty. It's not about professing love. If you're gonna do something, do it the right way, dude.
Dislike Ethan, and you know what? He's not wrong. Looking back on it, haven't slept on it for 24 hours, I'll admit that's probably part of what was going through my mind. I didn't want to receive hate for supporting Ethan when he was sick.
Oh, man, that's just, you got no balls, bro.
Sorry. And some people much smarter than me have said, well, Boogie, then you probably shouldn't have said anything at all. Just stay out of it. And that's the problem. Those people are smarter than me. I am not known for my intelligence. So
the thing I don't like about this is that this motherfucker, it's not like he's like, yeah, I made a mistake. He's doubling down on it while also trying to appeal to people who think that he did the wrong thing. He's literally fucking sitting on the fence right now.
Especially when it comes to my Twitter feed, which I treat kind of like my personal blog, but also my therapy, but also a way to just directly chat with my fans.
Get a real therapist, bro, or like close friends.
Getting that other people see it as well. I've been on Twitter for 14 years, and I should know, because every celebrity, every YouTuber I know says, get the fuck off there. It's a shit show. It's a nightmare. Unless you're going to weaponize it, don't use it, or else it'll be weaponized against you. I mean, that's a quote from a podcast I listen to. Boy, you know what? I keep doing it. Again, I am not that bright, but I've been called a fence sitter ever since Gamergate happened. And for those of you who don't remember the nightmare that was 2014 for gaming and YouTube and everything else, basically...
I was working a real job, you know what I'm saying?
A bunch of people got accused of... A bunch of women, I should say, got accused of not reporting video games fairly or...
Dude, I don't even really know what Gamergate is about. I don't even care. If women are involved, I don't care about women, you know what I mean? Who cares? Women are stupid. Fuck women. I'm just kidding. I mean, yeah, I want to fuck women. I get well, just my wife, but you know.
Correctly, and so that involved a bunch of people attacking women in the gaming industry, and that made women feel uncomfortable. And I took the fence-sitting side of saying attacking women is wrong, but also we should be reporting gaming content fairly, right? Like, obviously, don't harass women. Everybody could agree with that. But also,
I just don't know enough about the situation to even weigh in on what the fuck he's talking about.
We should probably do our jobs with some level of fucking integrity, right? And to me, that was like an intelligent, erudite, smart way of looking at things, right? Like, here's something on this side, here's something on that side, smash the two together, we come to an agreement, everybody wins. No, women don't have to be harassed.
Everybody wins.
and the gaming industry is better for it. Everybody wins, right? No, I was a notorious outcast, fence-setter, piece of shit by both sides. Still confusing to me, but I would like to reiterate, I'm not that intelligent. So as someone who is perpetually in therapy, eventually this is one of the topics I brought up in therapy. Am I a fence sitter? Why am I a fence sitter if I am one? And a lot of people back then and even today accuse me of just not liking upsetting anybody, not liking offending anybody.
So, like, why talk about this shit, bro? You were an entertainer. If you feel like you don't have, like, the fucking wits to talk about this stuff, just stay out of it. Keep making, like, Francis videos, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to do this shit, then, like, talk to other people that are reputable in the particular field. You know what I mean? Like, shit. It's fucking nuts.
Wanting everyone to like me, and you know what? Through therapy, I found out that is exactly correct. For some kids that grow up in abusive...
I'm never talking about Ethan ever again. Next day, I have another video upload. I guarantee he's talking about on his fucking stream right now.
Homes, we turn out to be people pleasers. We want everyone to like us, and we'll do just about anything to get people to like us. We don't like to rock the boat. We don't like to upset anybody when somebody is upset.
Sounds like a character flaw. Like, this is not a good thing.
With us, it's very...
Has more intelligence, Hassan or Boogie? Probably Boogie, dude. Honestly, it sounds fucking stupid.
Difficult for us to deal with. And if you think about it, obviously that makes sense because...
Sorry, Hassan. You're very handsome.
If I didn't keep my abuser pleased and happy, then there was a very real chance that person was going to hurt me. And if I dared stand...
Yeah, that sounds terrible, bro.
...my ground and shared it...
But, like, this is the problem. It's like, this is the whole issue. Is like, hey, you're exhibiting a bad character trait. And then when somebody calls it out, you're like, yeah, but my mom abused me. And it's like, fuck, bro. Like, what's... Like, you're setting up a scenario for people to not allowed to be upset with you without you setting up the idea that we're invalidating your fucking trauma. But it's not. That's not what people are doing. Like, it's totally possible for you to do bad things while those bad things are rooted in something that's, like, not necessarily or wasn't in your control originally. But now you're a fucking adult and you should realize, like, hey, I have a character flaw. Like, I should try to work on it. Like, you can't just always do this because it's fucking emotionally manipulative every time you do it. Like, hey, Boogie, I think you're being kind of a dickhead. Like, hey, Boogie, kind of like you're being offensive, or hey, you're being kind of an asshole. Well, my mom molested me. It's like, fuck, bro. Like, do you really, like, this is why you know what? That's why Ethan stopped talking to you, probably, because, like, I'll sit here and say it. That's some edgy shit right there. Like, that's like fucking, like, nobody wants to sit here and say what I just said because it sounds mean. Right? Like, I don't even want to say what I just said. But, like, this is what the fuck's going on.
Disagreeing opinion with that person, there's a real chance this person would kill me, right? I mean, that woman cut me, burnt me, hit me in the head with a hammer, cut me with a knife.
Oh, Jesus.
She nearly killed me a couple of times.
That's terrible.
So it stands to reason that would translate into my adult life as well, since the first 20 years of my life was that. One of the reasons it seems like a virtue to me is that I've learned to pick my battles. The things I really care about, I'll stand up for. I'll fight.
Dude, okay. Then you picked the wrong battle then.
Fight for them, right?
I don't think he picks his battles. I think that this is what I think that really happens. Boogie likes to insert himself into situations in, like, a morally ambiguous kind of a way where he thinks that he's being level-headed and reasonable, but there's no, like, a basis for what he's saying. He's just picking the middle on just for the pure sake of being in the middle of the city. Like, that's what it is. And then he thinks that that's really level-headed and it's something that we should praise him for being, like, a virtuous quality, but it's just not. There's a difference between understanding and, like, contextualizing both sides of a particular argument without, like, having to fucking sit in the middle of it. That's it.
Not generally myself, but other people and other things. Again, we mentioned Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ, stuff like that. So
you mentioned them for, like, nothing other than, I'm assuming, social, like, credits. Like, what the... What the fuck?
I've helped those people as best I could, right? But when it comes to shit I don't care
How
about.
the fuck did you mark with BLM? Didn't you say that you can barely move? Like you could barely walk like a minute without collapsing? I'm not even, this isn't even like a fat joke. I swear you said this. How the fuck did you march with BLM? Did you like ride a motorized scooter? I'm like, honestly, I'm just asking a fucking question.
Like the Ethan Klein versus Keemstar debate, like why would I pick a side on that? Or politics, why would I pick Donald Trump and worship him, or Hillary Clinton and worship him? How about I just worship
Shit, very woke of you to correctly gender Hillary Clinton as a him.
nobody? Because they both suck, because they're politicians and all.
That's so different. It's so different. I mean, I feel like they do both suck, and I understand that. But like, this is just not that.
Politicians by nature are self-absorbed, narcissistic pieces of shit who only want the job to do harm and benefit themselves.
You're so brave, Boogie, for saying that and standing up for people. Okay, yeah, politicians are disingenuous, but like at the end of the day, we have to choose one, like the lesser evil. And honestly, Hillary was probably the lesser evil. Donald Trump was fucking awful. All right, he was literally awful. Okay, it was terrible. Okay, his fucking, like, I understand people like, well, this economy is doing so well. It's like, yeah, but we were like, you have to understand, like, our annual federal deficit was skyrocketing. You know, like it went from like $650 billion to like over $1 trillion before COVID. Okay, and like it was helping the economy, but like it doesn't matter because we have to pay that money back eventually. Meanwhile, Obama was reducing our annual federal deficit. The amount that's different from the overall debt. Just so you guys know, a deficit is how much money you're spending over what you're collecting. Debt is the total amount of money that we owe. Okay, just like a really quick thing. Okay, so just letting you know, he just wasn't good. Now, Hillary Clinton, a lot of people didn't like her. I understand why. I didn't really fucking like her, honestly. But looking back, probably should have just voted for her. Either way, who gives a shit? Joe Biden, as fucking insane as he is, probably better than Donald Trump. Donald Trump ruined political landscapes. So many conservatives decided to like leave because they were fucking like mind blown about how he ruined the conservative party. The conservative party in the United States is fucking dog shit because of Donald Trump. It's pretty good in other countries for the most part. It's pretty decent. But here, it's a fucking shit show joke because Donald Trump ruined it. He pushed out like reasonable, level-headed fucking conservatives, and now it's insane. It's fucking psychotic. Okay?
That's another video, though. The other reason
I'm sorry I didn't fence it, guys. Please don't leave me over my Donald Trump takes. I really need as many people in my audience as possible. If you disagree, guys, drop a like down, drop a comment in below, and explain to me why you don't pay attention to what's going on in the world.
I consider it a virtue is because I've been raised in the United States, and specifically I was born in 1974. So during the 70s, 80s, and 90s, we were all under this stupid impression that if the Democrats worked together and the Republicans worked together, and we found common ground, that's how the country would work, and
that is how things are supposed to work. But we've become more polarized. Okay,
that's how the country had worked for the last 200 years. So in my mind, it makes sense when two opposing sides find common ground and agree on something and get that.
Finding common ground is not the same thing as fence sitting, Boogie. Come on, you have to know this. This is nuance.
Common ground done and taken care of. That's when things benefit. I know that's not the way the world seems to work now, and I know that's not.
Just explain to me how wishing somebody well in the hospital needs the common ground of people don't like you. Like, how does it need that? These are totally different scenarios, bro. These are disanalogous.
On how people view it, but I'll tell you, that's what they taught us in the 80s. I promise you, they did. And you know what?
Am I actually getting sued? I thought I was. Only Cameron threatened to sue me. He's a fucking pussy.
I started YouTube back in 2007. It was a virtue. The fact that you could appeal to both sides of an audience, every side of an audience.
What? Okay, so like the word. Okay, so being, bro. I'm gonna play fucking semantics right now. Virtue. A virtue is something. Okay, so a virtue is showing high moral standards. All right, definitionally, back then it wouldn't have really been a virtue to be bipartisan because that would have been more of the norm, right? Now you could argue that nowadays it's more virtuous because we're very divided. But I mean, like you're just kind of okay. I think I'm probably just nitpicking, but.
The fact that you could find common ground that everyone was interested in, and you could discuss those topics, and keep in mind
like the common ground of whether somebody should live or not.
Every different facet of people that might consume that content in the hopes that they could learn and understand and empathize with what you were discussing.
Is it worse that Trisha's having a baby or Sheen? Trisha, 100%.
Made it a virtue.
Okay,
made it accessible and awesome and cool.
I need the virtue of shit.
Not so much in 2022. And you know what? I'm beginning to see things the way the rest of the world sees it. In fact, the way my therapist sees it, which is, you know what? I am a member of this society. I am a member of YouTube.
Well, sounds like the Joker.
Maybe I need to pick a side. Maybe I need to fight for what's right. Maybe I can't.
You don't need to pick a side, Boogie. You need to pick a stance. a stance. You don't have to pick a side. You're giving into like the I don't know if you would call it the dichotomy. You're giving into like the fucking left or right position. You could pick a stance. You could pick a position on things. A position that like when people are in the hospital, we don't have to talk about how people don't like them. That's the general stance. We learn this like very quickly in life.
Just be a neutral observer for the rest of my life. And yes, some people are going to hate me anyway.
Or just don't talk about things. Like you could totally do that too. You don't have to pick a side or pick a stance. You just not talk. You know.
So may as well stand for.
Just do like Pornhub or something. Make it OnlyFans. Oops. I was just swinging a keychain and threw it. It's a little Winnie the Pooh. Isn't that cute? Look at this. It's kind of cute. Wow, I'm just not even holding it close to the fucking camera. Come on, bro. All right, pretty cool. Anyway, just make it OnlyFans. Jerk off. Come all over yourself or something.
For what I believe in, because if
I have enough gay bears tell me to do that, I'll do it.
Stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. I don't like that, but
very deep.
It seems right. What I certainly will say is that in the modern climate, or even the climate of maybe the last 10 years, since 2014, because I tried to be a neutral voice, because I wanted to see both sides, it didn't keep people from hating me. In fact, it made a very certain group of people despise me.
Who's that?
So, oopsie, it definitely did not serve the purpose the tool was supposed to serve. So it's probably time to get that tool out of my...
I just think that you weren't utilizing that tool correctly, Boogie. I don't really seem to have too much of a problem being level-headed and like looking at both sides and deciding which one is better and based on my moral code.
Tool shed. Now, you may not know this, but since 2019, I've actually been trying to be more assertive. The problem is when I finally react, when I finally let myself get angry and fight for myself, I tend to overreact.
I mean that's probably because like your anger is probably performative unintentionally. Check this fucking thing out, bro. Wow. Right? So this is one of those things where I think that like I get angry sometimes on my channel. It's fucking cool, right? I get angry sometimes on my channel and I tend to react, right? And I'll like yell and I'll be like, okay, I'm angry about this. That's just how I feel. But I feel like a lot of people on the internet, they use anger as a way to express their virtuousness. It's like, I'm really angry over this topic. And it comes off like, it sounds like they're forcing their anger. And then people like look at it as if it's kind of performative. That's probably, and maybe I'm just assuming, the way that you interpret anger. And like you probably use it as a tool to reinforce a point in like a dishonest way or you know, in a more performative way. Whereas like other people, most people in real life, they get angry when they get angry because they've gone past a limit based on various stressors.
Up with a recent example, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like that's a reasonable example that you could talk about.
Ethan does not like this quality in me. Hell, I don't like this quality in me, so you don't have to like this quality in me. I just want to let you know it's something I'm absolutely working on. But don't expect me to fight for everything. Don't expect me to pick an opinion or a side and everything.
Fight for anything,
GameStar, Ethan drama? No, that shit's beneath even me. That shit should be beneath those two. It's fucking dumb. Shit's dumb, but maybe more.
Hot take: Ethan and Keemstar are annoying. Wow, incredible. That's a hot take.
More stuff that's important to me.
Check this out.
You know,
it's a quarter after one.
Quality, human rights.
I'm a little drunk and I need you now.
And for the stuff I don't care about.
Like that.
Maybe one day I'll learn to talk
Said
about
I wouldn't call, but I lost all control and I need you now.
What was Ethan supposed to do? Is he not allowed to criticize you?
And I don't know.
Ethan does.
That's good, right? Huh? Better than this fucking video.
Know that I have a medically diagnosed anxiety disorder. I discussed it with him both in person and every time I was on his podcast. And I know
that sounds annoying. I'm not trying to be a fucking dickhead, but dude, imagine every time you talk to somebody, they're like, hey, by the way, I've medically diagnosed whatever the fuck he said. Like, okay. Like, it's one of those really fucked up things where it's like, I understand people's struggles and you want to be sympathetic to them, but sometimes people just constantly trauma dump on you. And it's like, what are you supposed to do anymore? You know?
He's a busy guy. He may not remember that about me, but it is kind of core to my brand. It's like forgetting that M&Ms are chocolate.
It's core to your brand. It's part of your brand. Bro, I don't know if that was a fucking slip or what, but like it's part of your brand. That just comes out like performative. Part of my brand. Part of my brand is I don't do this. Part of my brand is I don't do that. There's a difference between like having a particular character quality, maybe potentially a flaw based on the way you look at it, versus like having a brand. Like, hey, that's my brand. My brand is mental illness. So I like to, like, what do you ham it up? Come on, bro.
If you don't remember that Boogie's mentally ill, you have memory issues.
Bro,
if you ever,
trust me, I know plenty of mentally ill people. They're not this fucking annoying.
Ever forget that my brain don't work too good, here's a reminder. But if you are...
Bro, what are you doing? what the fuck? You know how fucking cringe that is? Bro, I hate people who take their identity and like they weaponize it and they all of a sudden like they weaponize their identity. Like that's what it is. Like, guys, I'm fat. This I have my brain don't work good. Oh, dude, stop. That's like as a fat person, like it's embarrassing. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? It's just so annoying. It's just so embarrassing, bro. It's fucking cringe.
Are ever needing to criticize somebody with anxiety issues, maybe don't do it on your podcast with over 1 million people who
So don't fucking ask for it, pussy. Like, dude, you said some dumb shit on a tweet instead of just reaching out and said, hey guys, hey Ethan, hope you're doing well. You're like, hey guys, I'm this guy. I know we all hate this piece of fucking shit, but I hope you're not dead. And then you respond on his podcast and now you're crying about punching down. Oh my God.
Watch and listen to it. Maybe discuss it with him in person. And you know, I would much
Grow up. Be a fucking adult.
Rather, Ethan came to my house and slapped me across the face like he was Will Smith and I was Chris Rock than I would.
How many times are you going to use that joke?
Him decide to do all of this publicly. It'd be way easier for me to handle. And I think Ethan probably knew that. Maybe not, though. If you need to criticize or have a problem with somebody with mental health issues, try doing it personally, not publicly. Try doing it with love and respect and empathy. And
dude, you broadcast your mental fucking issues all over the place. And then you're like, but don't talk about it in public. That's your whole brand, is talking about your fucking mental shit. How are you going to tell them not to talk about your shit? This is your brand, bro. You don't shut the fuck up about it. I hate that, bro. You know how annoying it is when people say don't punch down? It's fucking childish. Like when I was on TikTok, when I started getting really big, I would like have reasonable criticisms against dumb fucks, and they would be like, you shouldn't be punching down. And now I get called out by people like fucking Hassan and fucking like Deaf Noodles. And do you know how many times I've said don't punch down? This many times. 0 times. Okay? Thank you so much for the sub, brother.
Fanboy_suck just subscribe.
0 times. Because that's childish. Nobody respects you when you say don't punch down. Because that means that you're wrong, but you're sad about it. Holy fuck, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Sympathy. And whereas it might not work because we can put up some pretty big walls,
I don't give a shit, bro.
It gives you your best chance. And it reduces the chance of doing harm. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Now, as usual, this is one man's opinion. I know I could be wrong. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a comment down below, dropping a like on this video, and showing me some level of support. If you are still interested in the ongoing, very slowly moving progress updates that I put out, you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love it if you...
This was boring, bro. You're ham it up at this point, bro. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support this channel further than you already have by just watching the video alone, go down to the links below where you can sub on my Patreon, which will allow you to get your name on this beautiful black wall. Or you can go to the Twitch page and you can actually use a free Amazon Prime sub, if you have Amazon Prime, to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.